I mean, the decision was like simple. It's like I was there to train, and the easiest way to do it was to be like right by the gym, like because like today's gym isn't in the favela, it's in Ipanema, but it's like right at the base of the favela. So if you like walk up to the top and then take the elevator down, you're right there, or it's just like a quick walk. Like I was barely paying any money, and Ipanema is a lot nicer than Baja. Like the favela, once you get down from the favela, it's 3 blocks away from either Copacabana or Ipanema Beach, depending on what side you go down. And I like the Peruvian family was like kind of scared of the favela. Like there's several ways to get up into the favela, and like some of them you have to like pass by like armed police or armed drug dealers. There's a lot of both of them, just kind of standing around. Not necessarily a threat all the time, but they are present, so they didn't like to walk by them. And they kind of like stayed away from things, but like I just chose the path that was easier, you know. So and just I didn't mind walking by them, and like as a result everybody like knew who I was. Like they all knew that I was there for jiu-jitsu, so it wasn't much of a problem.
You didn't ever, so when you lived there you didn't feel unsafe after a while? Like
never.
Damn, so it's like a close-knit community kind of.
It's a very close-knit community, like, and even like when Terere loves to bring people up to his house and through the favela, and they have hostels there, so sometimes you'd have people just kind of like staying there, and we'd always like joke and like say just like, oh, put on like an FT shirt, like a Fernando Terere shirt. It's like we used to call them bulletproof shirts, bulletproof t-shirts. It's like because both like the cops and the drug dealers, like if you don't speak Portuguese but they see you in the shirt, like they know why you're there.
And they're not gonna fuck with you.
Yeah, like, and like people like really, like as an outsider, like the cops are gonna mess with you because they want to know if you're buying drugs, and the drug dealers are generally gonna mess with you like because they want to know what time it is, or because they want to know why you're in the neighborhood. And if you don't understand them, like when like a 14-year-old with a gun is asking you what time it is, like it can be scary. But like if you're just like, oh,
they don't know what time it is
sometimes, because like they're like the lookout just kind of stands there for a really long time. So like sometimes they'll ask for water, what time it is, they'll ask for a cigarette, they'll just ask you normal stuff. But if you don't understand them and it's an armed man, it can be kind of scary. Like,
damn, so it's actually not that bad if you understand the language and you know the people, and like they know why you're there.
Mm-hmm. The dangerous part is like, you know, at any time it's like, okay, be like, okay, you can be having a conversation with a drug dealer, but if there's a police operation, like, and you're caught in crossfire, like that's dangerous. So like crossfire is always dangerous.
So is that how a lot of the citizens in the favelas get hurt? Is like the drug war, I'm assuming?
Yeah, but even that, like, that is how, like, you can have, like, the most common thing is police on gang violence, because the other thing would be, like, gang on gang violence, and that's, like, really, like, every neighborhood has a gang. Like, I know what my gang, like, my neighborhood gang is, and, like, all the other ones, so, like, and unless, like, one gang is trying to take over another gang, and it's kind of, like, organized crime, like, you know, it doesn't happen very often. Like, and you kind of know, like, there's a point where your neighborhood's at risk. Like, we're kind of at war, and there's a risk that, like, this gang is going to try to take it.
Did you ever live through that? Someone tried
kind
to
of, but, like, I also have a really small, like, I lived in a really small favela. There's not, like, much to take in Cantagalo. Like, Josinho on the other side, like, Josinho, which is at, like, the end of Ipanema Beach, is, like, really famous picture, like, that they produce like a lot of coke. So like they have like 3 years ago there was a huge gang war there. Like it was right after I left Rio too, like because I had gone down for a summer, and like right after I left, like the person that ran the favela, he like the favela was so big they were actually able to there used to be like 2 gangs would run the top of the favela. One gang would run the top of the favela, one gang would run the bottom of the favela. And they weren't working together, but like this one guy like unified the favelas, and then he ended up going to jail. So he's been in jail for a while, and then I guess there was like an internal takeover. Somebody wanted to take it away from him, and they like shot at his girlfriend. Like they shot his girlfriend like 2 days after I left Rio, and then that sparked like kind of a gang war, and the police actually didn't, I guess I shouldn't go out and be like, oh, the police didn't do anything. But from what I saw, like, the police kind of just waited for, like, the gangs to battle it out and kind of contain the area. And, yeah, it happened for like 2 weeks. It was going crazy. And you can read about, there's this book called Nemesis, and it talks about this guy before this whole war, like, when he first came to power. But, like, and it was funny because I was reading that book at the time too, and then all that sparked. I was like, oh wow.
So did you know Nemesis? No, you didn't know that. All right. So you live